Hi guys, welcome back to Swatchfest. So, how was your week? I hope you had a good week. I hope you're okay. Mine was pretty normal. Pretty normal week actually. Every time somebody asks me, how are you doing? Just the usual, you know. Watching the kids, working, just the usual. So sometimes usual is just okay, right? Because that means nothing too crazy is happening. So that's good. We actually were set to go to the water park, like the local water park. Well, it's like 2 towns down because that's Lincoln's favorite place and a bunch of friends were going. But it was overcast. It didn't sprinkle today, but it was like, it's only the second week in June. And sometimes in Northern California that's still not really out of the rainy season yet. And I'm really enjoying it, but for today's purposes, it was kind of a bummer because we canceled it and we didn't go. But anyway, yeah, my week's been pretty good. Starting Monday, I started this thing with a bunch of girls from my neighborhood called the Couch to 5K, C25K, and it's like an app on your phone, and basically it starts you through this program. I'm not actually sure how long it is, but we meet 3 times a week, and the app like regulates what you do so that you don't overexert yourself, or like, you know, so you're starting out slow. For me and my little like, you know, 4-inch calves, like because I'm so small and because I'm not in good running shape at all. I mean, I don't think I ever have been, but I think it's been like 8 years since I tried jogging. Not really that long. As old as Honor is, because after I had Honor, I had like no bladder control. Sorry that's TMI, but it's really my reality. And so I was just like, okay, I can't jog anymore. I'll do other things. But so I wanted to get involved with this program, and it hasn't been so bad, I'm happy to say. However, it's taken me a lot longer to condition my legs than some of the other people in the group because my calves are just like, there's like giant screaming rocks every day. So anyway, I was doing that this week and just feeling so much, it's so nice to exercise when you have other people to exercise with you. Do you guys agree? Anyway, so that was my week. We gotta go ahead and get into swatching. Tim and I are heading out for a date in a little bit. This is Friday when I'm filming this, and we're going dancing. Don't tell Tim. It's a surprise. He has been asking me since we've been married if we could take some dance classes, and I used to dance in college, and you know, all different kinds. I did jazz, tap, clogging. You guys know about the clogging. I did ballet, contemporary, and ballroom, and that's the kind that we're gonna go do tonight. It's a private lesson, and it's like a complimentary private lesson with this, not a company, like a studio, to try to figure out, like you try to figure out if you actually like it. So we'll see if he likes it, but he's been asking me forever. I haven't ever like bit the bullet and went with him to a dance class because he's so much taller than me. He's like 2 feet taller than me. Not quite, but it feels like it. So it's really, it's not like the most convenient partnership, but anyway, I think it's gonna be really fun, and it's pretty lucky that it's a private class, so that's pretty sweet. So I will let you guys know next week how that went. So let's get into these polishes. I do have a red, but I am missing a few other shades. So we have a little bit of a hodgepodge here, but let's get started with the red. So the red is a Sally Hansen Extreme Wear, and I picked this up probably a couple months ago. In the display it had a couple of them that said new, 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 so I picked those up. So this is called Pucker Up, and I think it's gorgeous. It's a jelly, it's a curly to jelly kind of formula, so that you can get an idea for what you're gonna be seeing here in a second. It's just a really beautiful cherry red. And I thought it was great. It was a little bit runny. Look at me, I'm like, It was a little bit runny, so that it's not like my ideal curly jelly formula, just because it was like a little bit on the messy side, but that was okay. You know, as I always say with reds, this is very similar to something you already have in your collection, but this is just like, I think $3 at the drugstore. So anyway, I thought it was pretty good. Let's go ahead and swatch it. Next up for pink, I have a Zoya. So this is a very beautiful kind of pinky orchid shade with lots of silver metallic shimmer in it. And this is called Rory. And that one's always hard for me to say, actually, Rory. I don't know how they did it on Gilmore Girls if they had to say that 100 times a day, Rory. I don't know, that's just really difficult. I have never watched that show, by the way, so I don't know how she got from being called Lorelai to Rory. Anyway, one of you could tell me in the comment section below, I'm sure. I can't get past, like, episode 2. That's really bad, huh? But like I watch 1 and 2 and they just talk so fast and I can't get past there, but I know it's a lot of people's like favorite show ever. So anyway, this is beautiful in 2 coats. It basically looks exactly like that on your nail. On my nails, by the way, is the Colores de Carol Multichrome collection that just released on Thursday. And I was swatching these today. Look how gorgeous they are. And I just didn't want to take them off for today's video. Sorry. I usually do put one of these Swatchfest colors on, but I'm going out on a date and I just couldn't take them off. Like I literally do not ever want to take them off. So these are my A+ polishes, but they get their whole own video. Anyway, I actually have something kind of similar to this coming up in the A+ spot. So what were we talking about? Oh yeah, I was telling you this is graded 2 coats. It's really, really beautiful. And so yeah, let's get to looking at it. So I finally remembered on a Swatchfest to wear a shirt that I received at the indie shop from my friend and subscriber Samantha. Hi Samantha! She brought me this shirt. It kind of matches the shirt she was wearing, but we have different colors. And then she put decals on here and it's so cute. I'm going to back up and show you, but it was just so sweet of you. Thank you, Samantha. And so just so you know, I do wear it with pride like all the time. I love me a nice cozy purple shirt. It's just really comfy. So let me show you what it looks like now. Just beware, I'm not going to back up too far because I don't have a bra on. I'm just going to be real with you guys. I don't often wear a bra. You guys know that. But look at how cute. Isn't that cute? And it says, hello gorgeous, and at the bottom it says, hashtag all polishes welcome. So thank you, Samantha. And while we're on the topic of the indie shop, there's another indie shop coming up already. So any of you who missed the LA venue, but San Francisco is more convenient for you, the next indie shop is going to be July 29th. And there are some confirmed vendors already that are going to be there. A bunch of the gals that were at this last one. Sealor Polish is going to be there, Never Enough Polish. Colors by Leroux is going to make it this time. She had to miss the one in May, but she was there in November and I was able to meet her then. I'm so excited to see her again. Polish for Days is going to be there. Calm Your Tips, Envy Lacquer, and a bunch of other vendors. They aren't all announced yet, but those are some of the ones that have been announced already. So general admission is already available. So basically what that means is like the free admission. So if you go to, and I will link the website down below, but if you go to it, you can like register for your spot. And like make sure that you're all in the system and all that good stuff. If you want to purchase one of the VIP bags, and we went over that in the haul that went up on, what was that, Friday? Friday. We went over what I got in my VIP bag and some of the stuff that I purchased. If you missed that haul, it's the video right before this one. So anyway, basically you get, not all of the makers put a polish in last time. I thought it was more like an everybody does it kind of thing because the one that was from November, a lot more polishes were in the VIP bag. I just don't know if it was because we had a little bit less vendors at the May one. But anyway, for $60 you get like a polish from approximately everybody there. And so that's somewhere between like $100 and $120 worth of product for $60. So that's pretty awesome. And it also gets you in like at 10 o'clock, like first spot in the door. So you're at whoever's booth you want to go to and you don't miss out on whatever they might sell out on, whatever the case may be. So yeah, I will list the Facebook group down below if you want to go join that group so that you get all the notifications and everything about it. And I will also link the, what is it called? Eventbrite, that you can get your tickets through. And tickets for those VIP bags will go on sale next Friday. So whatever day that is. But a week from today when I'm filming, a week from yesterday when you guys are watching this. So anyway, yeah, very, very excited. I will of course be there. And so even if you don't want to buy polish, I would love to see any and all of you. That would just rock my world. So yes, I'm sure you'll be hearing lots more from me about it until July 29th. But that is just kind of the first news about it, so I'm excited to share that with you. Okay, so I don't have an orange for you today or a yellow, so we're going to put in another polish of a color that I have lots of, and that's purple, and then the next one's going to be an extra green. So this is from the brand Flower, which you can get, are they still selling these at Walmart? Or I picked this up on discount, so I'm wondering if maybe that means that they're discontinuing all the polish. I don't know. This actually had a pretty good formula. This is called Pansy Shmansy. That's really cute. It's just a violet. It's just a slightly dusty violet, and it's really beautiful. Like I said, it has a great formula. It was opaque at almost 1 coat. I did 2 for you. So let's go ahead and see how it swatches. Okay, so standing in for yellow, I have 2 greens this week, so here's the first one. And first up we have this really dark, murky forest green, but it's like really dark and murky, you know, highlight on the murky. And it's from Color Club, and it's called Artsy Crafty. And this is pretty old polish because I can't even recall what the collection is that this comes from. Anyway, I purchased this from the Trans Design 99-cent sale, where I got a bunch of other polishes from there, and I'm pretty much figuring out as I swatch through that because a lot of them are older, they have quite a different formula than I'm used to dealing with from Color Club now. This one, when I painted it on, it almost went on like water. And actually at 3 coats, it was really beautiful. So I actually really like this. But if you're not really into 3 coats, you probably won't enjoy this. But because the color is so beautiful, I was into this. But still, when I put the first coat on, I was like, what is this? Like, when once upon a time did people make nail polish that was like so liquidy that, I mean, it almost had like no grit to it. Not grit. It just had no thickness. It was just so strange. So anyway, for that reason, I mean, I give the formula kind of like a 5, but I think the color is a 10. So I really liked this in the end, and because it is like a really kind of watery formula, that wouldn't really take very long to dry. So I don't know, pros and cons, but let's go ahead and swatch it. Okay, you guys, so this week, another thing that I was loving, I was watching the Netflix show Anne with an E. If you guys have watched that yet, let me know in the comments what you're thinking. If you haven't seen it yet and you love Anne of Green Gables from your childhood, you should go watch it. I was really concerned that, like, I was too in love with the main character, Megan, I forget what her last name is, the original actress that played the part. I was so in love with her and all the other actors and actresses because I grew up with them, and I watched that show like at least once every month, it feels like. I watched it a lot when I was a kid. I just really, really loved it. So I was a little bit worried that I wasn't going to respond very well to this version, but I really liked it, you guys. I really, really enjoyed it. So there's like 7 episodes for the whole season. So as Netflix does, they put the whole season out there for you so you can just stream the whole thing. And what's something different about this one is they definitely started with younger actors and actresses. So The other version, I don't know because I didn't watch it live, but I feel like they probably filmed it and filmed like those whole first 2 movies and then maybe took a year off and then filmed the second 2 movies. But if you watch it now, like as I watch it now that I'm older, I look at like the very young version of Anne, and she just looks like herself in the last film, you know what I mean? Like she really doesn't look like she aged at all. They just did a really good job making her look younger, or they didn't do a really good job, you know what I mean? Like anyway, so that actress just did a great job at playing such a young girl, so it made you almost kind of believe she was 13, but this girl in this role really makes you think she's 13. I looked it up and she's actually 16 now. I don't know when they filmed it, probably a year ago. But it seems like much more age appropriate, and since they're going to film and release 1 season a year, I'm guessing, it's going to make the actors and actresses, you know, Gilbert and Anne, age more appropriately, I think, is what's going to happen. So I think it's just going to feel a little bit more real. Oh, such a great supporting cast. Matthew and Marilla is so good. You guys, I could go on and on. I really, really loved the show. They definitely added a lot of stuff to it. Just be aware when you go. It just says based off of this book. They added a lot of stuff like about different things when Anne becomes a woman and just the different things that she went through, and definitely adding. We'll just say that. But anyway, if you have comments, let me know in the down below. Let me know what you think about it, and if you haven't seen it yet, please do. I just think it is absolutely fabulous. So it's really artsy. Like one of the things that threw me off is the whole show isn't artsy, but like their title sequence is super artsy and weird. Like they'll start with a part of the show and it's like serious and there's drama, and then it goes to that title sequence and they're like dee, 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 dee. You guys know what I'm talking about? It threw me off every time. Even though that title sequence is beautiful, every single time I was like, what the heck? Okay, so next up for actual green, this is Blooming from Studio M. So Color Club already has a polish actually called Blue-ming, Blue-ming, but it's a little bit less green than this. I'm going to show you side by side. So here they are side by side. As you can see, totally super duper similar, and they're made by the same company, and if you didn't look really careful, you could maybe assume that these are the same. But the Studio M one is just maybe a tiny bit darker, or it just could be my imagination, but it also looks it's like a little bit richer in color and a little bit more green. Anyway, this color is gorgeous, you guys. I think it's so beautiful. I really like the original one, but I think I like this one even better. It has a little bit of different formula. This one's like a little bit thicker and just like, again, it's like a little bit richer. So, and this one goes on a little bit more watery, like the really older Color Club. So, kind of makes sense. Anyway, I think it's fabulous. Let's take a look. Okay, so for blue, I have this limited edition Pure Ice. There was a like standalone display out in front of the makeup section, like in the middle of the aisle, that had a bunch of new Pure Ice. I picked up, I showed you guys on Snapchat, I picked up 6 polishes, and 3 of them I think were these limited edition. There was this blue, and then there was like 2 glittery looking things, and then I picked up 3 other polishes that just looked new to me that looked interesting. So anyway, this is called Inbluential, and it's just really beautiful. It's like, it's just really gorgeous bright blue. Has a great 2-coat formula. I thought you guys might be wondering how this compares to Pacific Blue, so I actually took a picture of this. This is darker than Pacific Blue. Pacific Blue always surprises me, I think, every time I go to, well, it doesn't surprise me anymore now that I've, you know, tried a million times to replicate the formula and kind of figured out what exactly goes into it. But previous to this year, when I figured that out, I would always be like, oh yeah, that totally looks like it. It does, but Pacific Blue has more white in it. They just added a lot of white to that polish. So every time I go to try one of these really awesome royal primary blues on, Pacific Blue is always a little bit whiter and brighter. So anyway, I have a picture here for you. It is Inbluential on my pointer finger and my fourth finger, and then in the middle there are Pacific Blue and Moonshine Manny in the Pacific. So you guys can kind of see how this compares to Pacific Blue. And then also, I've actually had a lot of people saying, where is your swatch comparison for your polish side by side with Pacific Blue? So this seemed like a perfectly normal time to just go ahead and show you guys that. Any of you have been wondering. I feel like I did that before. I feel like I did that in the original video, but I guess I didn't. Speaking of pure ice, so many of you messaged me, said it in the comments, sent me a snap about this. The Pure Ice Girl on the Run top coat. This is a quick dry top coat. You can get it for $2 at Walmart. Well, you can get it if it isn't sold out at your Walmart. I went to 3 Walmarts and I finally found one of them. I think people are stocking up on them. So I of course had to try it out if that many of you were going to tell me about it, and I haven't noticed necessarily that it dries super fast because I haven't put this on before having to go anywhere yet. But I did use it for a lot of my swatches this week and I really liked the look of it. So this has my approval for sure, and I definitely want to give this some more testing and see how actually quick drying it is. Also, another thing you guys mentioned to me, you really like this but the brush is too small for you. I actually didn't notice the brush was exceptionally small. My brush was fine. Let me show you guys my brush. That's fine. Like, I've had a lot worse brushes than that where they just literally go straight up from the barrel there. So I didn't mind that at all. I don't know if I just got a really great brush, but you know, compared to like Essie's and some other brands, the brush was fine. So anyway, I do really like this. I like the matte glass. So anyway, if you haven't tried this yet, I definitely recommend it. Okay, for purple, I have a polish that I got from Shimmer at the indie shop, and this is this beautiful, it's very shimmery. It's like a microfleck duochrome actually, and it goes from blue to like this bright violet, and it's just really stunning. It's called Royal to a Fault, and because this does have that really high shimmer formula, I like this best of 3 coats. So I'm going to show you 3 coats. I think it just builds everything up really nicely, so let's go ahead and take a look at it. This next polish is a contender for my top spot because I love neutrals like this. It's just a tan gray color, beigey gray, you know, right in there, that sweet spot. I love those shades so much. By the way, I should have said this before, my A+ polish is definitely not going to be for everybody. I was really digging it this week, but if you don't like it, I have, in my opinion, this could be your A+. The KB Shimmer was another one of my favorites. The Studio M. I don't think I'd call the red or the purple A+ material, or that Color Club green. But anyway, all the rest of them you could consider contenders for the A+ spot if you don't like the color I'm going to show you for the A+ spot, because I know some of you are going to hate it. And I'll tell you why when we get there. But anyway, so this is called Master Plan, and I picked this up at Marshalls. I haven't been to Marshalls in forever, you guys. I've just been like, it's not that I've been on a Marshalls no-buy, but I've just been like thinking more about, you know, where to put my polish spending money, you know what I mean? So anyway, this is just gorgeous, so gorgeous. And it swatches nicely. My bottle was super separated, so it was like swatching a little bit of streaks on, like darker gray streaks. But it's really nice. So let's go ahead and take a look. So I was having so much fun coloring in this book this week. So I actually ordered this. This was only like $8 on Amazon, by the way. I ordered this the other night when I was just really in the mood to color, and I forget. I mean, I already have that other book that's the same one. It's like called Anamorphia or Imagimorphia, something like that. Anyway, it's by the same author. I did a flip through of this on my Snapchat, and so yeah, I was just coloring in this. Usually at night when the kids are in bed, I just swatch. I just work and work and work and swatch and swatch and swatch. And this week I was just feeling like I really needed to give myself some time where I wasn't like working. And that's like in air quotes, because I love swatching and I love filming and I love doing my videos and my brand and all that stuff. That's the tricky part about when you love your work so much that you just work too much. And then you just start getting too stressed. So I wanted to do something that had no like time limit on it. It didn't have no deadline or anything, like nothing that was pushing myself to get it done. And it's hard for me to do because I'm like, oh, but I really should be working on that video. But you know, I wanted to take the time to do something for leisure for me that didn't have anything to do with Moonshine Manny or this channel. So anyway, I was coloring, and I really enjoy this book. So this is, I think on Snapchat I said Osiris because I was just going with whatever I thought of. This is not finished, by the way. But this is Anubis. So anyway, lots to do left on this book, but so I was having fun. Here's a quick little, so you can kind of see what kind of stuff is in here. Woo! Too fast. So anyway, I really like it. And actually at the same time I ordered another book called Fantasia or Fantasia. But it has like a 2-week turnover, so I'll have that soon. Very excited. Okay, for glitter today, this is a polish that I received from a subscriber. It showed up in my post office, and thank you so much. You know who you are. I really appreciate it. That was just so sweet and thoughtful. And this is a glitter from FingerPaints, and she said that she knows that I am always missing a glitter because I don't purchase them often enough. Anyway, this is really beautiful, and when I pulled it out, I thought to myself, how do I not have this polish yet? It's exactly the kind of polish I'm into. So basically, it's a micro glitter, so that means it's going to be textured, and like a full coverage micro glitter. It has a black base, but it's just, you know, a barely there kind of thing. So there's charcoaly silver kind of looking glitters, silver, and then 2 kinds of blues, and it's really, really beautiful. This is great at 2 coats, so let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, so now for my A+ spot. Like I said, a lot of you aren't going to be into this, so I pulled out an oldie from Simple Colors that I've been hanging on to forever and wore it this week, and I'm really, really glad I did. So I don't know if you remember, it was in the collection from Simple Colors of all those springtime shades, the Chic Chicas collection, where it was all the beautiful kind of pastel-y springy shades, and they had a few polishes thrown in there that were re-promotes, and they had that one that was called like Out of This World or something like that, where it was that pearly topper. You remember that? And I thought that was like, I loved it. I really, really love that polish. Well, this polish is very similar, except it has a purpley blue tint to it. Just barely though. This is really deceptive. So once upon a time, a long time ago, when I picked up this polish, I tried out polishes like this and I really disliked how sheer they were. I thought it was horrible. I thought, oh, well, that's a horrible polish because you're never going to be able to build that up. It's just too sheer, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, many years have gone by and I'm finally wearing this and knowing that this is much more appropriate as a topper polish. Now, you could still wear this on its own. I didn't swatch it like that for you today, though. I swatched over a bunch of different polishes that I've swatched, the other ones in this little family of polishes, and I just love it. It's going to give you a very brushstrokey quality, but I don't mind that these days. I'm actually kind of into it. Really love lustery, pearly polishes, and this just gives every polish this really awesome, it's either like gold looking or it's like the blue-green looking lustery quality. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. It is going to give you brush strokes though. So without further ado, let's go ahead and look at it and you can decide for yourself if you like this. It is called, let me tell you, Let Me Go. Okay, that's the important part, number 322. So let's take a look. Alright you guys, so that's the end of Swatchfest. Thanks for coming to hang out with me today. If you don't know, on Swatchfest I do a giveaway every week. The rules for that are in the description bar below. Go ahead and check that out and you can enter in the comments section. Thanks you guys for giving me some of your time this weekend. I hope I see you back for the reviews throughout the week. I hope you have a good week. I hope you have love, friendship, peace this week. I love you guys so much. I'm sending you my love. I will see you back very soon, I hope. Take care. Bye.